Welcome back. As college students, finding budget-friendly meals that are quick and easy to make can be a challenge, especially if you tend to crave fast food classics such as Chick-fil-A sandwiches or chicken nuggets from McDonald's. In tonight's segment of Cost Cookers, I'll show you 3 different ways you can customize these crispy bite-sized pieces of chicken to your liking while also saving money. What's up, Rams? Welcome back to another episode of Cost Cookers, the segment where I show you guys 3 different and creative ways to mix up your meals on a college schedule and a college budget. For today, we'll be working with the classic, chicken nuggets. Without further ado, let's jump right into it. So before you begin any of these recipes, preparing your nuggets will make prep and cook time a lot easier and quicker. Cook them according to instructions. For my particular brand, I baked them at 425 degrees for about 12 to 13 minutes. For our first recipe, we'll be making a chicken sandwich. The ingredients are hamburger buns, your greens of choice, a cheese of choice, 3 to 4 chicken nuggets, and Chick-fil-A sauce, but that's optional. To start off, toast your hamburger buns on the lowest setting on your toaster. They should be warm, but not too crunchy. Next, wash your greens of choice. I used arugula, before putting it to the side. I like putting a sauce on my sandwiches, so I'd spread Chick-fil-A sauce on both hamburger buns. After that, I arranged the arugula into a nice bed on the bottom bun for the chicken nuggets to sit on. Place 3 or 4 nuggets on top. Don't be shy when it comes to pressing them together or having them slightly overlap. You don't want any of your nuggets falling off. Take your cheese of choice and put it on top of the nuggets. This part is optional, but since I like my cheese melted, I stuck my sandwich in the oven and broiled it for less than 5 minutes. Once that's done, take it out of the oven, put your other bun on top, and your sandwich is complete. So this meal is pretty quick to make. It's probably one of the quickest to make out of the bunch of recipes that we're making for today. The longest part of this was honestly just waiting for the chicken nuggets to cook through. I cooked it for about 13 minutes at 425 degrees in the oven, but I also like to pop it in the air fryer for about 10 minutes at 400 degrees. But after that, assembly for the sandwich can be as long as you want or as quick as you want. I personally like my sandwiches super simple, but if you like yours fairly complicated, you can do whatever you'd like with your sandwich. For our next recipe, we'll be making a chicken salad. For ingredients, we'll be using greens of choice, cherry tomatoes, red onion, herbs of choice, shredded cheese of choice, 3 to 4 chicken nuggets, and ranch dressing. Start by washing your greens of choice in a colander and shaking off any excess water before putting it into your bowl. Next, cut up your cherry tomatoes as small as you like. I like them fairly small, so I cut them into quarters before throwing that on top of the lettuce. After that, dice your red onions. If you don't like having as much of a strong flavor, you can soak them in water for 5 minutes or so before sprinkling them on top. This is totally optional, but I also cut up some cilantro very finely since I enjoy fresh herbs in my salad. After that, cut up as many chicken nuggets as you want. It really depends on how you like your salads. I personally like a good amount of protein in mine, so I cut up 4 nuggets. Put them in your salad, top it off with some cheese, and then put on your dressing of choice. The awesome thing about this recipe is that it's also pretty quick. You literally throw everything together, and again, the longest thing that you have to do is cook the chicken nuggets. But this is also awesome for meal prepping. The only thing I would suggest is that before you put your salad into your Tupperware, I'd let your chicken cool off for just a bit, maybe until it's like completely cool before cutting it up and throwing it into the Tupperware with the salad. But other than that, you can get as creative as you'd like with this salad. Now for our last recipe, we'll be making chicken parm pasta. The ingredients will be spaghetti, butter, olive oil, minced garlic, diced white onion, Parmesan cheese, and pasta sauce of choice. Now I started off by waiting for my water to come to a boil. To make the process go by faster, I like to have my stove on high heat until it comes to a simmer. While we wait for this, I prepared my sauce. I threw some butter into a pan and waited for it to melt before pouring in some olive oil to keep the butter from burning. As soon as the butter melts, I put in about a half a tablespoon of minced garlic and followed it up with some white onion that I had diced beforehand. Check again on your pot of water. Once it's boiling, put in your desired amount of pasta and wait for that to cook. Switching back to the sauce, sauté the onions and garlic until they're fragrant. After that, pour about a 1/3 cup of pasta sauce into your pan. Stir the onions and garlic into the sauce and then check up on your pasta. My pasta took about 16 minutes to cook because of the altitude. Right before putting your pasta into the sauce, sprinkle in some Parmesan cheese on top while it's cooking and stir it in to ensure that the cheese melts into the sauce. Once it's fully incorporated, transfer your pasta into the pan and quickly mix it. Turn off your stovetop and transfer your pasta onto your plate. Now switch over to your cutting board. Cut up as many chicken nuggets as you like. I cut up about 3 and sprinkle them on top of your pasta. If you'd like, you can sprinkle some more cheese on top, but that's totally up to you. This meal is the most time-consuming of the bunch, but if you prepare your ingredients ahead of time, assembly should go by pretty quickly. This took me about 30 to 45 minutes overall, but I'd say that this dish is probably the most rewarding out of all 3, and I'd say that the extra time is worth it. Here you go, chicken nuggets 3 ways. I hope you guys have fun trying these recipes and putting your own spin on them at home. Back to the studio. These are my go-to recipes for making chicken nuggets 3 different ways. It's quick, easy, and a healthier alternative to fast food. A perfect way you can enjoy your fast food favorites without breaking the bank.